Hi, my name is Toni-Anne and today I'm going to be doing a first impressions of the Sample Beauty Painters Palette by Beth Painter. If you want to see the look I come up with and my thoughts, just continue watching. So before I get started with the tutorial, I'll talk a bit about the packaging. And the sleeve feels just like, you know, when you used to be in art class and like paint would dry down and you feel the pad and it has that sort of feeling. That's exactly what this feels like. So it's very cool. I thought it was a very cool addition to me anyway. And the actual front of the palette is exactly the same as the sleeve. And let me finally show you the palette. So this is what the palette looks like. Really nice rainbow palette. It's right up my street. Also has a very large mirror, and it says art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. Thomas Merton, which I think is really cool and goes in with the whole painter theme. We'll get into the tutorial. Tongue-tied. So I just applied the P. Louise eye base in Rumor 2 on my eye. So I've really wanted to do a smoky eye for a while. I thought, let's go for it. So I'm going to be using brushes by makeupbytammicosmetics. It's my first time using them, so I'll be giving you my first impressions of those. Also, it comes in a bag like this, so if you bought the face brushes and then there's a smaller bag that the eye shadow brushes came in. I haven't done a really colourful look in a while, but seeing as we're going smoky, let's start with the shade Smoky, which is the black at the bottom. And I'm just going to go in with a flat brush and apply that all over in like a dome shape. Just tap it. Wow, that is a very good black. And if you have been watching me, you know my favourite blacks are from the Cami Make Magic palette, Cami X Revolution, and from the Violet Voss hashtag palette. Those are my two favourite blacks, but this right here is a contender. It really is. Yeah, so it's just a rough shape of my eye. The next shade I'm going to go into is Cadders, which is the like a dark purple. And I'm going to apply that, just turn the brush around. I'm going to apply that on top of Smoky and further out. So what I'm going to do is literally mix them on my lid. So I'm going to add a bit more Cadders on top of the black. Okay, so I'm done with that. Let me wipe my face off a little bit. What I'm going to go into is just go into a clean blending brush and blend these two shades together a bit more. Oh, this brush is very soft. I like this. So you see it's giving like a blackberry sort of look. That's what I was going for. And next I'm gonna go into this brush. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Vino and I'm gonna apply that shade right around where I applied Cadders. And just gradually gonna be building that shade up. Ooh, pretty! Yeah, I'm gradually going to build that shade up. It's like a wine. Yeah, it's like wine. Hence Vino, I guess. Pretty. Yeah, the blend itself is so, like, they layer together so well. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to go back into that brush, that clean brush, and blend between. You know what? I'm going to add a bit of Cadders onto it, like a light amount, and then just blend between Smoky and Vino. just to keep that gradient. Don't want to lose it. I went a little bit higher than I intended, but I think there's enough room for the next two colours that I want to use. So after Vino, I'm going to go into Summer, which is like a coral. And I'm going to add that to the edge, just like I did Vino. Yeah, I went a bit higher than I wanted to. I think this might be the last shade I use actually. I was going to use a bit of the yellow, but there's not much room for it. So yeah, the last shade will be Summer. Oh, I really like this. Yummo. See, they're just melting into each other as well, which is a dream. Add a bit more. Yeah, add a bit more Summer. I just tapped in one more time. Just open my lid a bit more just to get between right where my crease is. And then, where's that brush that I used? That brush that I added a bit of cadders to. I'm just gonna go back in and soften out the outers with it. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and forth in with the colours until I'm happy with the blend. And then, yeah, I think that's the eye. Okay, so I just added Smoky to my lower lash line as well. And then finally I'm going to add Martini, which were the only shimmers, into my inner corner. Seems like that sort of putty shimmer. Ew. Okay, that's nice. Alright, eyes are complete. I have the lashes on, the Clientele lashes by Be Perfect X Jar. And then I'm going to finish my face and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just quickly did my face, the rest of my face off camera. So for blush, I used the Weekend Vibes Bellini palette by BH Cosmetics. I used the blush colour in Peach Please, that one at the bottom. I didn't use highlight, couldn't be bothered. For my lip combo, I just used a brown liner, the MAC Powder Kiss in powder on it, Impulsive, which looks like this, very pretty colour. And then just to put a bit of gloss on it, I used the Artist Couture gloss in Le Freak on top. Yes, and I used Cocoa Naughty as my bronzer. So that's everything I used today. And finally, my thoughts on the palette itself. To be fair, I love a rainbow palette, so this is definitely a bit of me. My only complaint, it's not a real one. It doesn't have that many shimmers in it. It just has the 1, 2, 3, I think there was a 4th. So it's a very heavy matte palette, which will be good for beginners, but because I like to have a bit of shimmer in my look as well, I would like a bit more options. Yeah, so I'll have to try a bit more of the colours to figure out if all of them have the same payoff. But for what I used today, they are very pigmented, they blend really well. I didn't spend too much time blending them either, which is great. This is £30, so it is a bit pricey, but I do think for the pigment that you get out of it, it really is worth it, and the amount of looks that you can come up with. So I'm excited to do a few more looks, if not on here on my Instagram. So yeah, so those are my final thoughts on the palette itself. Let me know down below what you think of the look I created today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!